What is up, you guys? Happy Monday. So I wanted to pop in impromptu. I'm sorry. I know I need to, I need to be better about alerting you guys when I'm gonna go live. Like I just like pop in here randomly. I'm just like going live just like at totally random times of the day. I get a lot of requests from you guys just to do more like motivational Monday stuff. I think everyone likes to start off their week with a nice little kick in the butt. I think those are definitely needed sometimes. So I just kind of wanted to pop in here to make sure that, we were on the right pace just for the week and making sure that we're all kind of on the same groove here. So I think one misconception, just for a motivational Monday, just to kind of start off the conversation, I think a big thing is we get so caught up on like the end result, the end goal. I really want to get all the way over here. And we get so fixated on the end result that we forget that there is a whole staircase in between where we are right now and the end result that we are working towards. So let's just say, for example, that you want to lose 30 pounds. We always kind of talk about, okay, cool, I'll be happy when I get to the 30-pound marker. I'll be happy when I can wear a swimsuit again. I'll be happy when I will be able to do X, Y, Z. I'll be happy when I'm able to do this. I will finally get to do this. I will finally be happy. And we forget that there's this entire journey, this entire staircase that is sitting in between where you currently are and where you want to go. The only difference between where you are right now and where you want to be is the steps that you just haven't taken yet. There is this whole staircase in between that we need to kind of acknowledge and pay attention to, just to really make sure that we understand that this is a whole process. Like, you don't just magically wake up one day and you are just there. Like, you just said, yay, I'm going to lose 30 pounds, and you wake up tomorrow and it's done. Like, I wish it was that simple, but I obviously would not have a job if it was that easy. So we just need to remember to make sure that we understand and acknowledge and take into account that there are a lot of steps in between to get to that place that you want to be at. And I guess like the biggest thing that I kind of want to talk about just for this motivational Monday is just remember that you can actually do this. I think that we get so beat down by life sometimes, especially as women, especially when you're just being bombarded basically 24/7 with, this new diet, this new pill, this new shake you should do, this new program. There's all these things, right? And we get so, just honestly, the right word for it is just ass blasted. We're just getting blasted all day, every day with this kind of like propaganda type stuff of like, here's how to lose weight. Here's this pill you can take. Here's this disgusting shake you can drink, and you'll just, whatever this happens. And I think we kind of just get so bombarded 24/7 by all of this nonsense that we forget that like we have this like innate power within us to actually be able to do it for ourselves. We just have become so reliant on external sources. We've become so reliant on the next fad, the next best thing, the next Dr. Oz who's going to tell us about appetite suppressants or whatever. Like, he got in a lot of heat for that, right? And we get so reliant on third-party external sources that we forget that we have this own power within us, that if you want to do something, just go do it. Like, you just have to make a decision to do it. That's all you have to do. You don't have to get permission from anybody. You don't have to go and get some schooling for it. You don't have to go get a degree for it. You don't need anyone else's permission. You don't need anyone else's support other than your own. You are the person who is supposed to support you. Yes, it is great to have other people around you who support and encourage you on this journey, but that is not a requirement. Again, we get so reliant on like the third party, the other people that are supposed to be supporting and applauding and cheering us on the whole time. And we become so reliant on them, especially when you have like an accountability buddy. Like, I've seen a lot of people that do that, where like, oh, I need someone to keep me accountable. We'll go to the gym together. And, you guys get all fired up and you're like, yeah, I'm going to text you. We're going to go to the gym. We're going to do all these things. And you do it for like a week. And then that week goes by and all of a sudden something comes up. They don't respond to the text fast enough. Oh, I went back to bed. Sorry. And all of a sudden that excitement that you had for that first week has just like dwindled away. And then that accountability buddy is gone because you were so reliant on that other person as they were reliant on you. The kind of the flame just went out. You know what I mean? We get so distracted by the external sources that we forget that like you don't need anyone else's permission to work towards your goals. You just have to make a decision to do it. And I think that the tools and the expertise and the comfortability with doing things like this kind of comes with the journey, right? Like you don't need to just dive in head first and like magically one day you just wake up and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna get fit. I'm super confident today. Like, yeah, confidence kind of comes in ebbs and flows, right? There's definitely some things that we feel very, very confident about. And then there's other things that we all have where we were like not confident at all. Like there's no way I'm doing that and like being successful at it. And so if like fitness is something that you kind of are like, in the confidence department about, that's okay. Like confidence is not something that you just magically wake up one day and you're like, yes, I'm a bad bitch. We're doing this. We're killing it today. We're doing it. Like it kind of comes and accumulates as you go through a program, your own journey, whatever you choose to do. I think confidence kind of comes along with that, and it comes with the comfortability of learning and acknowledging that, you know, you are working towards something. Again, focusing on the stair that's directly in front of you, not the entire staircase. I think we get so overwhelmed with like looking at like all the way to the top of like where you want to go that you forget that all you have to do is just start stepping. If you just started walking up the stairs towards your goals, things would become a lot easier and a lot less overwhelming if you were just kind of focusing on that next step. Okay, cool, I did this, now what's the next step? Okay, cool, I did this, now what's the next step? Versus looking at, oh my God, look at this whole flight of stairs I have to go up to be able to get to where I want to go. Like that's crazy. That's just so much. And we get so, I think, just overwhelmed by it, right? Like it just becomes so, like it kind of just makes you like, oh my God, I don't want to do this. Like you kind of just like clam up. But again, if you just took the first step, if you just started even doing the like most basic things, if you just started kind of pressing forward in your own way, what you felt comfortable with doing. Like if you know that you want to lose 30 pounds, but you're feeling really overwhelmed by the idea of like doing a program or like doing a diet or like doing anything, like going to a gym, like that, if that feels really anxiety driven and like really overwhelming for you, just start going on walks. Go for a walk around your neighborhood. Start there. To start doing something. And when you're able to kind of start taking that first step, okay, cool. I did walks for this whole week. Okay, cool. I feel really comfortable doing that. I actually really enjoy going out in the mornings and like doing a lap around my neighborhood. What else do I feel comfortable implementing into the routine that I feel comfortable with doing in this current stage that I'm in? Oh, I noticed that I drink a lot of soda. Okay, let's start making sure we're drinking a lot more water during the day and set a goal for yourself of the amount of water you want to drink. So now not only are you doing walks, you have now adjusted the amount of water that you're drinking during the day. That's already 2 things. And now all of a sudden you have mastered walking, getting your body moving, getting up, getting your blood flowing, getting your heart pumping. You are now drinking more water during the day. You're not craving soda as much. Okay, cool. Now what's the next step? What can we also add in on top of these 2 things that in the current stage that we feel comfortable with doing? Okay, cool. I've been eating a lot of fast food. Let's start cooking at home. Like kind of start like stepping it up, like make it a little bit more exaggerated each time. Because once you start exaggerating those steps, you're going to start inching closer to the edge of that comfort zone. But you're going to be so comfortable in that current routine that you've already kind of pre-built for yourself that now going to a gym, once you've mastered a lot of these smaller things, they kind of start to add up, right? So then once you've kind of mastered a lot of these smaller things, like smaller tasks that you want to do just in your day-to-day routine, all of a sudden, like you going to a gym doesn't seem that like that's not that's such a huge exaggeration, right? From going from 0 to 100, now you're just going to 70 to 100 because you've already kind of mastered all these smaller things that have built up into this nice like little foundation for you. That now that you're whatever 4, 5, 6 weeks in of doing these smaller things all in like a quick succession during the week, now you going to the gym doesn't seem like such a huge leap of faith, right? Like you're not going super hard and you're like, yeah, I'm going to the gym for the first time in my entire life. Like I'm not afraid. Like everyone's afraid of the gym. Like even I go to a new gym and I'm like, like I don't know where I am. And I think that we just need to remember that like it's okay to start small. Like you don't have to go like extreme balls to the wall and like try to get all this shit done in like 1 month. Like, you can draw it out. You can make it easy on yourself. It doesn't need to be this huge, excessive thing. The only thing that you have to do is just start. Like, do something. And I think that's like the hardest misconception for a lot of people is like, as long as you are doing things that help you evolve and help you become a better person and help you evolve as an individual every single day, as long as you are implementing those types of things, I consider that growth. Like, even to some people, if it doesn't seem like a huge thing, like it wasn't like a huge, massive milestone, I picture growth as like you doing things that betters who you are as a person. Whether that is physically, emotionally, mentally, going to therapy, going to the gym, like meal prepping, eating better, drinking more water, not eating fast food, like you doing things like that, I consider that growth. Even though it's not like, yeah, I got a promotion, I got a new degree. It's not these like things that really like that take a lot of physical ability, right? They aren't like these huge feats. Anything that you do, even just you like reading more books, like you learn from books. So like if you're just even implementing more like knowledge on a smaller scale, anything that helps you evolve continually and helps you grow as a person, like I consider that serious growth. Because like, again, those small things start to add up. Like the more you read, the more you implement nutrition stuff that you understand from like a base perspective. You know, you just going on walks, you implementing these smaller things, all of a sudden you went from here to here. And again, like those bigger leaps that happen towards the end, these like the end chunks over here, they don't seem like such a huge jump. They don't seem like such a huge leap anymore because you've had this foundation that's built out for you. So, I mean, if you are someone who kind of needs a kick in the butt for Monday and starting off your week for success and just making sure that you have the right tools, the biggest thing, honestly, just get organized. Make sure that you know kind of where your comfort zone lies. If you are someone who has a hard time kind of like venturing out of the comfort zone and you're not like, like it's not really your thing to do things that cause you the growing pains of like stepping out of your comfort zone. If you are someone who feels that way, just make sure that you're kind of planning ahead. Figure out kind of where your comfort zone lies. Figure out what you're comfortable with doing, kind of where your knowledge base is. Like what do you understand about, like most people have like a general like baseline consensus, right? Like you shouldn't eat fast food, I shouldn't drink a bunch of soda. Like most people know like the general consensus of like what is considered healthy, right? So figure out kind of where your baseline is and what you understand and what you feel comfortable implementing, and just start small. Like again, going for walks, doing more meal prep, not going out to eat all the time, like not drinking as much soda, implementing those smaller things and build that healthy foundation for yourself. That way, when it comes time for you to kind of take on that next step on the staircase, those smaller steps have built such a great foundation for you that things don't seem as overwhelming as they did originally when you were first thinking about kind of what your overall goals were for your health. So if you are someone who needs help and you're not really sure like where you're supposed to be starting, again, always reach out to me. Just DM me the word program. That's the easiest way for me to kind of know that you watch these videos. That's kind of where I can track kind of where you came from, right? So if you do need help and you're not really sure where you're supposed to start or like what is going to be the best fit for you or like kind of what your baseline is, just DM me the word program. We'll chat a little bit back and forth and just figure out what is going to be the best solution for you moving forward. I can give you a little bit of advice. We'll kind of figure things out from there and figure out what is kind of going to be the best fit for you moving forward. So again, just DM me the word program and we'll chat. We'll figure things out. Sorry for the chaotic mess in the background. I am like, my brain is just like ADD today. So I'm sorry for the mess and it's very distracting. But again, I will talk to you guys soon. I'm going to be making a few more videos in the group this week. I will be better about letting you know ahead of time when I am going live. That way it's not just me like popping in here and just like being super random. So I will talk to you guys soon and have a good week. Bye guys.